Hey you guys, it's Yusuf right here. You can call me Joey or Yusuf if you want. And welcome to what we call Comic Origin. This is where we explore the origins of our favorite heroes and villains. All alterations to the panel's text and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by their respected companies. Now, to get into this new series we're going to call Comic Origins, where we will get to explore the origins of all of our favorite characters and heroes. The new Ant-Man movie is coming out in about a month or so, which is just crazy. But anyways, this new Origin series was requested by a subscriber by the name of Joe Kerr. This is a quick little shout out. Dude, thanks man, I really appreciate all the support, and you wanted your Ant-Man Origins before the Ant-Man movie, and there you have it. Now, before we begin, I do want to clarify a couple of things. There have been only about 2 official Ant-Men in the entire Marvel universe. I've done a little bit of research, and it turns out there are about 4. Now, the very first being Hank Pym, which is Michael Douglas's character in the movie Ant-Man, but he's old now. The story is about Scott Lang. So, to be specific, Michael Douglas's character is the old Hank Pym, who was the Ant-Man, or Giant Man, and is responsible for the discovery of the Pym particles, which allows the person to shrink and grow their atoms in different sizes at will. But he will later grow mad because of creating Ultron. Now, if you guys want to know more about Ultron, click the link in the description. I'll have the Age of Ultron storyline I just did posted on the channel, so you guys can go check that out and maybe come back here. Now, as a result of Ant-Man's obsession with creating Ultron, he is so guilt-tripped that eventually he will leave the Avengers and later become the villain Yellow Jacket. He will later become the villain Yellow Jacket, and then he'll turn into a hero. Now, the second Ant-Man, which is Scott Lang, which is the story of the Ant-Man movie that is coming in about a month or so, follows Paul Rudd's character Scott Lang. Now, the third character is Cassandra Lang, who is Scott Lang's daughter, known as Stature, who is very popular in the Civil War event, something we will explore later on. And fourth is Bill Foster, known as Goliath. But Bill Foster is a kid who grew up in a poor neighborhood and went to university to play around with the Pym particles. Now, let's get to the origin of the movie. Now, Scott Lang was an electronics expert who worked for a company that later on screwed him over. He turned to a life of crime to provide for a sick daughter who was diagnosed by some kind of illness. His daughter is also featured in the trailer of the movie where Paul Rudd kisses her in the bed. You guys will probably see that if you haven't noticed. He would later on get caught and get into prison. When he gets out, he'll eventually meet up with a doctor who says he can use some kind of medical lasers to cure his daughter. And as he met with him, some people kidnapped his daughter and the doctor and drove away. When Scott Lang followed them to the facility, he went inside to try to find the doctor and his daughter to save them. But instead, he found the suit of Ant-Man. Now, he didn't know what Ant-Man was. He didn't know who Hank Pym was at the time. But he used this suit to his advantage. He used the suit to shrink and grow in size to his advantage to help save his daughter from the captors and also have the doctor. But since he's inexperienced, he eventually fails, and the bad guys eventually catch him. Scott wakes up to surprisingly find that he is neither dead nor injured. He's only just trapped in a cell. But lucky for him, he uses his ant helmet to communicate with his ants, with his army of ants, and to save him. He comes outside of his cell and beats all the guards up. He then takes the doctor to go cure his daughter, but that doesn't work out as much as he wanted to, and we will explore that in a later video. I'll explain more of that in a later video. But after that, Scott didn't want anything to do with the life of crime, and was going to return the Ant-Man suit back along with turning himself into the authorities, because he just stole the ant suit, and he wanted nothing to do with that. He wanted to live an honest life. But luckily, this is when Hank Pym, aka Yellow Jacket, showed up. Now, I want to clarify that Hank Pym was in a very disturbed state because of Ultron's destruction, and what happened with Ultron really influenced Hank Pym to become Yellow Jacket, and to become a little bit more violent. But anyways, Hank Pym passed by, and he told Scott that he could keep it because he had good intentions, and eventually he saved the day. He saved the Doctor. He saved some people. Now, here's the thing. Here's one last thing. There's one more thing about Scott Lang's powers that I think you guys should know. His powers are limited to Hank Pym's powers. Hank Pym is known as Ant-Man and Giant Man because he can shrink to the size of an ant, but also grow to the size of a giant. Scott only has the ability to shrink in size, but not able to grow in giant size yet. And yes, I've done the research. They all use the Pym particles, but for some single reason, Scott Lang cannot grow to giant size yet. But maybe that'll change in the movies. Maybe later on that will change them. That's something that Marvel might want to play with. Another thing they all have in common is that they can all communicate with ants. So, yeah, that's all I can find on all the Ant-Men. And that's it, you guys. That's how Scott Lang basically became Ant-Man. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if the movie will follow the same general origin, but it is something of that sort. Only Yellow Jacket in the movie is an associate of Hank Pym. Hank Pym is not Yellow Jacket in the movie, okay? But the Yellow Jacket in the movie is a guy by the name of Darren Cross, who is someone who wants to take over the company. And yeah, that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this comic origin series. I will be doing more origins about your favorite characters if you guys request any down in the comment section down below. So please, if you really like it, thumbs it up and subscribe. And share if you really liked it, and if you guys have any requests, please tell me, and I'll do my best to get to them all. So I will catch you guys later, and you guys stay classy, okay? Subscribe, and peace.